What's up, guys? It's Mama Deadhead, and I am back with another video. I'm already nauseous. Like, for what is going to happen in this episode, I can't even wrap my mind around it. I'm not even a huge Rick Grimes fan. Like, I really like Rick Grimes, but whenever I think of, like, my favorite characters, he's not, like, a go-to person that's like, this is my favorite character. But I have to have that respect of the fact that, like, this was his story. Like, this is the story of his family. Like, this is where it all began. So in this video, I'm going to talk a little bit about how I think things will go, but overall I just wanted to talk about some theories that I had discussed with my friends, and I literally have, like, a notebook and, like, stuff written down in it. The first thing that I want to say, and I want to apologize, but hopefully you guys will understand, there will be no comments on this video. Hopefully, if I figured it out, I've turned comments off. Reason being, I'm going to be putting this out before the episode, obviously, just as like a discussion type video, but I don't want any spoilers. Like, I haven't been on social media like all weekend, like no Facebook at all, no Twitter at all, except for once when I checked a message from my best friend. Like, I haven't even checked other line chats for a game. I haven't checked my Discord. I saw that while I was reading a message from lockdown that somebody had mentioned me in my own chat, and I didn't even go look at it because I'm like that scared. I haven't opened any new messages from any new people, because I really don't want it spoiled for me. Like, I want to just take it for what it is and it be just an absolute surprise to me. So I want to go over some of, like, the bigger theories that I've heard just from, like, my best friends, because that's literally all I've talked to at this point, is my best friends, and some of the more common type theories. So I'm going to just read off the theories first off, and then I'm going to talk about them just a little bit. So, Rick dies on the rod while impaled. Rick is killed by a whisperer. Rick dies on the way back to the community. Rick dies while he actually gets back to the community and he gets to say his goodbyes. Rick is taken from the rod via helicopter. And then Rick is abducted on the way back via helicopter and then whoever. So the first thing that I want to say is I hate the helicopter theory. And the reason why I personally don't like it is because it just seems so obvious. And one thing that I really hated about it, but then after, like, standing back, like, bigger picture and looking at it, I was like, oh, you know what? It would make more sense of this. Is the fact that all the people that I've talked to, like, hey, do you think that, like, the Commonwealth is going to take Rick up in the helicopter? I don't think it's Commonwealth. And the reason why I don't think it's Commonwealth is it seems very, like, they're in human trafficking. Like, they want Anne to, like, abduct people. And I don't feel like that's a very Commonwealth quality. Now, while in the comics, Commonwealth definitely has downsides, I don't really think that that would be something that they would do. I could be absolutely wrong. And guys, if I'm just absolutely 100% so wrong on all of this, and you come to comment, wow, you were so wrong, like, I'm probably going to be wrong. This is just, like, discussion time. I'm gonna go, like, one by one at this point. So, Rick dies on the rod. I don't like this one, but I think that, like, obviously all of these could be possible, but I don't like this one personally, and I know this is such a selfish reason, but, like, I don't like the thought of nobody knowing what happened to Rick. I feel like he deserves so much more as a character than just, like, oh, he disappeared. Because Michonne would go absolutely insane. I feel like a lot of the characters would just be, like, I don't even know the word for it. Like, nobody would know what to do. It would just be this massive, like, manhunt for, like, the longest time for Rick. And I just hate the whole, like, disappearing and, like, not really knowing what happened. And I feel that if he would die on the rod, he would be devoured by walkers, and, like, he could either be a walker or it would just like be a corpse, and like, I don't know. I'm not feeling that one. Rick killed by a whisper. With all the whisper talk for this season, I don't feel like this is gonna be the time. Just because there's so much going on. Like there's these two herds there, and I know that like The Walking Dead just likes to pile issues on, but I feel like introducing like a whole new like character set, it wouldn't make too much sense, especially if he gets killed by a whisper on the way back, because like, who's gonna know? Like, who's gonna know that that happened? Like Dwight, like sitting in the woods somewhere, like watching it happen. I'm not feeling that one either. And that also ties in with Rick dies on the way there. Like, no matter what would happen, eaten by a walker or something of that nature, trying to bring, like, I don't know, trying to redirect a herd, something happens and he dies. I just don't like our, like, team family not knowing what happened to Rick, whether it be, like, death or, like, abducted via helicopter. This next one is probably my favorite, and I say that like with such like a heavy heart. And it's Rick dies and gets a goodbye. And the reason for this, and I've said this in this video, I really, really don't like the helicopter theory. I know that it kind of feels like it's setting itself up for the helicopter theory, but like, that is such an unknown. Like, if he's taken up in his helicopter and we don't ever hear from him again, that's like, I don't think I could, like, come back from the mindset of where's Rick, where's Rick, where's Rick. Every single episode I would be like, where is he, what's gonna happen? And, I mean, not knowing if he's ever gonna come back. I mean, I can't even think about that. So I can't imagine how these characters in the story would feel about that. But for this one, he is impaled. He's bleeding out. Maybe there's just not enough time to save him. Maybe he gets back. The main people I want him to say goodbye to, if I had to pick one person, it would be a tie between Michonne and his daughter. Because, I mean, I'm not sure if, like, Judith would even understand. But at the same time, if it's Judith, then it's going to be with somebody else. And if I had to pick, like, an adult person, it would be Michonne. Because that's his spouse right now. The next people being the original crew. And then, like, the bigger characters. And then, like, everyone. But I would really want, like, at the very least, like, Michonne. Like, my heart. And seeing all of these, like, hallucinations and all of that stuff in the sneak peek, because I've seen two. I've seen the one from Talking Dead last week, and then I saw another one that was, like, him on the bridge, and him leading the herd, like, on the horse, like, with blood on it. So I have seen that. And to tie in with that, and I know that this video is a little bit scattered and all over the place, and I apologize, but seeing him on the bridge, seeing, like, this is a crowning achievement to Rick. Like, this is a big thing. So I don't think that it would be a stretch for, if he were to be dying on the rod, and, like, that's how Rick Grimes' story ends, then he would be hallucinating that particular thing happening. Like, I feel like that's definitely not a stretch, like, by any means. Like, him leading this herd and taking them to the bridge, like, I feel like that's something that would, in fact, happen. So, the next one is Rick is taken from the rod via helicopter. I've already said I really don't like the helicopter theory. And Rick is abducted on the way back via helicopter. I think I've already covered this. Like, I don't like this helicopter. Like, why are you here? Why are you here, helicopter? Mostly because, like I said, it's just so unknown. I want Team Family to know what happens to him. And I know that in this world, you don't always get goodbyes, and, like, you don't always have the most fair thing happen to you. But, like, out of all the characters that deserves that goodbye, like, Carl got one. I feel like Rick Grimes totally deserves one. So, just as, like, an ending, I suppose, because I really talked about, like, everything and, you know, hallucinations, dead or alive, disappeared, all of that. Like, what this means for the future. So, and this also ties in with too much in one season. So we know that at some point there is going to be another time hop that's been confirmed. I think that it was like 4 years. I could be wrong about that. Something like a bigger time hop. So is this going to be at like the mid-season finale? Because I would assume that it would be mid-season finale or the actual season finale. So some of these are kind of pushed to the side by that. For example, if Rick is killed by a Whisperer right now, and we don't have that many more episodes until the mid-season finale, that's kind of weird. Like, that's kind of, like 3 episodes to shove the Whisperers into, and that's all their story. I don't feel that that's enough. They could always do their own thing with that storyline, but it just, I don't know, it just wouldn't make a lot of sense to me. So, I don't know the repercussions this is going to have on the future of everything. I would assume that Rick being gone and them, they would have to know. I don't know. I know that this video is just so scattered and so weird, but I just feel that everyone would have to know, because how could they grow from the situation? I suppose that, I mean, you could always just like abduct him and then time hop 20 years and everyone's like happy, and like Judith is like a 20-year-old and like everything is cool, but I just don't feel like that is a viable option, because I feel like we would see an older, insane Michonne, a crazy, like, Carol and Daryl, like, even more so than they already are. Like everything would just be, I'm already, like, gonna cry. Like, I'm so sad about this, guys. Yeah, I guess that's gonna be all for this video. I will turn on commenting. I don't honestly know how that works, because I've never done it before in my life. But I'm going to turn it back on, if possible, after the episode, so that you guys can discuss what's went on. And maybe I'll do a live stream Monday after the episode. And I guess that's going to be all for this video. Thank you guys so much for watching, and hopefully some of what I said makes sense. I know that I was rambling a lot, but it's just really, really hard to wrap your mind around the fact that if he's dead, if he's alive, if he's disappeared, if he's abducted, any way that it goes, it's hard to just fathom that Rick Grimes is no longer going to be with us in The Walking Dead. It's gonna be all for this video. Thank you guys so much for watching. And like always, even though it's super hard today with this episode, think positive thoughts and send positive vibes. Bye, guys.